Are you ready?
Before I got money, I was in the truck kicking doors, and I'm just being honest. If you want smoke, then we cook up like an omelet, I'm just being honest. Throw me a 60 if I go to Magic or Honest, I'm just being honest. I keep a sticker or blicky in case it gets sticky, I'm just being honest. She know that I'm with it, I'm having this chicken, this trickin', I'm just being honest. Who really get to be honest? Hey, Punch be giving, be honest.
Hi.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Candidate at the Movies proudly brings to you its YouTube and Spotify podcast champions of the world. The most handsome man on the internet, Joe.
That's me.
The bald beauty, Big Nate.
That's him.
And we are your
Wrassle
Wrassle
Twins.
Joe, how you doing this week, brother?
I'm good, man. I miss your beautiful face. I ain't seen you all year.
I miss you too. I feel like I ain't seen you since, a year ago.
Yeah. At least in person. We do this every week, but
it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Life is cruel.
It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you can get.
Well, I know what you can get if you go on Amazon. You can get Why We Love Pro Wrestling, an Eternal Love Affair with Sports Entertainment, written by me, forward by my brother Joe. It's a wonderful read. I'd love for you guys to check it out. Shameless plug out of the way.
And we can get LA Knight to win the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. So this week is special because we've been doing all this stuff regarding Black History Month. And it's so exciting because we get to give so many flowers to so many entertainers. This week, we're going to talk about somebody very special.
Yeah.
Junkyard Dog.
In case y'all didn't know, I'm black too.
I had no idea.
I know, right?
We've been friends for 10 years, and now you're just telling me?
I'm just telling you now. I'm just dropping this on you. How do you feel? How does that make you feel?
You know what? It makes me feel better.
Okay. Good answer.
I feel like I got some swag now.
All right, cool.
I don't know how to swag and surf, but
swag, surf. Yeah, that's easy. We can do that.
You have to teach me.
All right.
At the cookout. So, in the year 1952, on December 13th, Sylvester Ritter was born in Wadesboro, North Carolina.
Shout out to Wadesboro.
Absolutely, North Carolina, born and bred, just like my co-host and myself.
Yeah.
Grew up in a working class environment. It shaped a grounded and relatable persona that fans later just fell in love with. He excelled athletically. He was earning football scholarships left and right, but he chose to go to Fayetteville State University, again here in North Carolina.
Shout out to even had CIAA.
Yes, sir. And even had some NFL attention before injuries ended that path.
Yeah, because he was packing up some cheese, and then they told him to pack it up and go.
Yes, sir. It seems like injured football players is just a simple pipeline to pro wrestling, especially in this area in the 70s and 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yep. Because he literally went from professional football player, injured, then cut, to wrestler the very next year.
Yes, sir. Well, 1976 is when he started training under Sonny King and debuted around 1977. He did the typical territory thing, working under several different names, just trying to find his identity.
Mm-hmm.
And this phase represents the grind of so many great old school wrestlers. You learn the psychology, the crowd interaction, and the ring presence. You don't have to do it in front of a TV camera. You can do it all around the world and still nobody knows your name. It's a privilege that I feel like a lot of territory time wrestlers had that they don't have as much these days. Everything's online.
Yeah.
I think it makes it harder in today's market in some ways.
Not only did JYD get some really, really awesome pop when he came out, but he also got the thump.
Oh, yeah. That body slam finisher.
Yeah.
Nobody could do it like JYD. He was one of those cats, man. As far as in-ring work, was he the best worker? No. But neither was, Dusty. Neither was Hogan in the sense that we call work right now. But they could connect with an audience like nobody else.
Yep.
And in 1979 is when everything really, the switch flipped for JYD as he joined Bill Watts' Mid-South Wrestling.
Mid-South.
This is a legendary territory where Jim Ross got his start. Jake the Snake Roberts got his start. Grizzly Smith worked there a lot. Try not to nerd out talking about this territory stuff, Joe.
Well, let's talk about it because we're talking about, New Orleans, like another very storied wrestling city.
Yeah, it's Mid-South stretch from New Orleans, Louisiana, all the way up to East Texas. Yeah, East Texas.
Yeah.
Y'all can judge me. You can laugh at me if you want to. Sometimes I have to go back in my head, north, south, east, west, to make sure I get the orientation right because I get flustered. But East Texas and Oklahoma all the way to New Orleans, that was kind of the Mid-South area.
Mm-hmm.
And Bill Watts, for all of his faults, he knew how to book talent. He knew how to get the best out of his talent. And the Junkyard Dog was born in Mid-South. He came out with a chain, a collar, and a blue-collar toughness that was meant to resonate with regional audiences. And boy, did it resonate with regional audiences.
Oh, yeah. The kids loved him.
Everybody loved Junkyard Dog. The cool thing about it was he was different. In the 70s and 80s, you didn't have a lot of black talent get over the way he did, but also the charisma was just through the roof. I'm going to talk about it here in a little bit. He has an angle with the Fabulous Freebirds where he's blinded, Joe.
Yeah.
And they had to do extra security detail around the Freebirds so they didn't get hurt. Because we talked about it last week with Bill Watts. If you were a talent that worked for him and he got hurt by a fan, you didn't have a job.
Yeah. It was over. It was over for you because if a fan could come out of nowhere and hurt you, it's a wrap for you.
But one thing special with JYD, honestly, I think it flows into modern wrestling perfectly. Mm-hmm. He showed how his natural charisma and getting fans invested could reshape a booking direction overnight.
Yeah.
Because you can come out and have all the pomp and circumstance, but if the fans don't get behind you, what are you?
I mean, lame. It's like a lot of times he doesn't have any aura. Great.
Sometimes it's the company behind him, but make a comparison. Let's Roman Reigns right after the Shield. They tried to put everything behind him, but the fans could not get invested.
Yeah, trying to be the new Junkyard Dog out here. You know, this my yard and all that type of stuff.
There's only one Junkyard.
Yep.
Actually, the cool thing was he's inspired so many people. I just had it come to my mind, Joe. I remember going to some indies in the early 2000s to the 2010s. Mm-hmm. In North Carolina, we had the Scrapyard Dog. Had the same character. He was beloved by every audience he went to. Every time I seen him, he was fun.
Yeah.
But it was it still resonates in the 2000s like it did in the 70s. That's what's people, wrestling fans as a whole, mm-hmm. right? We've talked about it time and time again. We're the working class.
Yeah.
We're the guys that get up every day and put our boots on and go to work. And if you can get that working class behind you and believe in you, you've got it, the crowd in the palm of your hands.
Now, somebody tell the owners of the WWE that.
Yeah. So from 5 years spans, from 79 to 84, Junkyard Dog became a megastar in Mid-South. Mm-hmm. He was the top babyface in the promotion. He set record attendance, box office, television interest came flowing in across Louisiana and surrounding areas just to see what Junkyard was going to do. He connected with audiences in a deeply personal way, especially families and younger fans. During an era when black wrestlers were rarely positioned as big promotional stars, JYD was.
Yeah.
And this is the part where we got to talk about what's the word I'm looking for? Representation matters.
It does.
For the little kids watching TV, representation matters. You want to see your superheroes that look kind of like you. Probably worded poorly.
Well, you know, that's JYD was an icon. You know, an icon is a superhero.
That's what I was.
Yeah, exactly.
It was very significant to wrestling's landscape as we were finally getting out of situations like what happened with Bobo Brazil, where, you know, you don't get recognized as a top dog because of the color of your skin and things like that. Junkyard Dog was pushing through that completely. Top dog, baby. But let's talk about this Freebirds angle, man, because it was so good that ECW did it with the Sandman. Had a little Paul Heyman twist on it. But a heated feud and attack by the Freebirds, they attacked JYD and injured his eye with a foreign object, and it led to a storyline where he was declared partially blind. And Mid-South presented the injury seriously on TV, amplified the sympathy and outrage, and made fans desperate to see justice served to the Freebirds. Michael P.S. Hayes, despite what you see on the interviews for his WWE stuff now, he was a diabolical heel.
Yeah.
He was diabolical back in the day. The storyline just intensified this hero status with Junkyard Dog and showcased how emotional storytelling could drive this territory business.
And we see shadows of that, echoes of that with Braun Breaker now.
Yes.
Seth Rollins and, you know, those injuries and how they turn those injuries into, quote unquote, injuries into major stories.
Turn it into magic.
Yep.
One of my favorite storytelling plots they did was, and it was real life blended it into TV. Again, I'm gonna talk since we're talking about JYD, I'm gonna bring up the big dog, Roman Reigns. When he stepped out because of his leukemia diagnosis and everything, and just the reaction when he came back,
Yeah.
amazing, incredible to see. And that's the kind of stuff fans really get invested in when you have all your dreams crashed and you're able to build back up, because that's real life.
Right.
Everything you can have everything laid out in front of you. Joe, 2020, early 2023, I just started a job that I loved. I thought I was doing great. And corporate come in and said, we're shutting down middle management. And I was out of a job. It's kind of like one of those feelings where the build back, and I'm just now 2025 got that build back, and I'm just like, let's go. That's real life. Wrestling is life.
It is.
It is
the
most true. That's why we love it. We talk about that here. But that's why we love it. That's why we started this.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is no greater storytelling device than the art of professional wrestling.
Amen, brother. It's an art. It's an art form in physical displays of art.
And it's just the good versus evil aspects is some of my favorite things to go off of. You notice the guys that are always bad guys are always the wealthy, the good looking, the handsome, charismatic ones.
Yep.
There's a reason for that, because it's relatable to the working class people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say yeah as much as I can until we can get LA Knight
to
the moon, as Cameron Grimes used to say.
And also, yes.
So, hey, Bree was back on WWE TV. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, the Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
Well, WWE PLE. Let's do that one.
Right.
It sounds better. So, the return and the payoff of this feud. JYD returned and he came to seek revenge. Before the return, though, let me just go on and lay into this. There was a moment that drove this return a little bit sooner than it was supposed to, and they talked about it on the dark side of the ring, where a fan had pulled a, I don't know what YouTube's regulation is, but a pew-pew.
Okay.
Out in the front row, and the dog had to break kayfabe to make sure nobody got hurt. So they took it seriously.
Yeah. And I've been around fans like that. That's like, it gets real for them. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I love being around them, but also sometimes it can be a little scary.
Sometimes you're just like, bro, calm down. Calm down. But I was also the same guy in Endgame when Captain America picked up Mjolnir.
Mm-hmm.
I was the guy screaming and shouting in the theater, even though I knew it was going to happen. It is what it is.
Yeah. So
when JYD comes back, he's coming for revenge. He gave crowds the payoff they had been emotionally vested in for weeks and months. The angle was often called a masterclass in territory psychology, and I can't disagree with it.
Mm-hmm.
They protected the babyface while maximizing fan engagement and ticket sales, which is, guys, the business of the wrestling business. You're in it to make money.
Yep.
If you're not in it to make money, yes, this is a passion project for Joe and I. It's a passion for a lot of wrestlers, but at the end of the day, you want to make money doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So
buy that book and buy some
buy some merch. I was going to say buy some merch and hit that subscribe button, please.
Please.
It's a perfect example of kayfabe in reality that modern audiences, I don't think, will ever feel again, because we're so bought in. We already know what's going on. But this is before the big kayfabe blow up when people were like, oh, yeah, maybe if somebody gets dropped on their head, maybe they're not going to come out the next week and try and fight them off. You know? But then we do have some controversy to discuss.
Yeah.
And in the summer of '84, JYD was expected to leave Mid-South. He stopped appearing on their TV, started negotiating with the WWF, and it shocked fans. And Bill Watts was angry about this because he felt like he was the one who built JYD up, not realizing that Junkyard Dog was the one carrying his promotion, not the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Watts was a great wrestler in his day, and he carried Mid-South for a lot of it.
But at that point, Mid-South needed JYD more than JYD needed Mid-South.
Facts. Exactly. 100%. I'm going to get really passionate about this, but this is uncalled for. The promotion retaliated by criticizing JYD on television. First off, if you have somebody that's done as much for you as Junkyard Dog did for you, maybe you don't badmouth them on TV. A territorial attack that was really used a lot back in that day to protect storyline and continuity and discourage audiences from leaving the territory. We all knew what was going to happen. WWF was getting too big at this point. It highlighted how volatile talent movement was before national contracts and negotiations.
It was gang warfare, basically. Like
It
the
was.
gangs of New York and the gangs of Texas and the gangs of Tennessee and
And when
the
Vince
gangs of
McMahon came to
Ohio.
town and started buying up all the smaller territories and getting their talent
Mm-hmm.
and offering them money that they had never seen before,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to compete with that dollar.
Yep.
And this is Joe, if you would,
I got you.
the
All right, so there's a little bit of a warning. There's going to be some spicy language coming, but all of you all have heard the word before, but let's just talk about it because this is what really happened. So widely circulated accounts claim, right? So these are claims that JYD overheard Watts privately say regarding his potential departure. That nigger ain't going in nowhere. And I remember the first time I was called the N-word. I was a Cub Scout, going into Boy Scouts. And this little white boy called me that because I was better than everybody at archery, starting fires, and basketball. So normally when I hear a racist person say that word, it's out of jealousy.
still is to this day.
Yep.
This is an oral account, and I'm going to say people have said it didn't happen. However, I watched the Dark Side of the Ring documentary, and I've kind of done some investigating beyond that just to kind of draw my own opinions.
Mm-hmm.
I have no doubts that Bill Watts said that in my
I
mind.
mean, it's not too. He seemed like the type of person that would say that. So,
And I don't care how bad your feelings are hurt. I don't care if you feel like you're being betrayed, if you're about to lose everything you ever had. That language was used to oppress people,
yeah,
human beings that were treated as less than for far too long. So there's no excuse for it anywhere.
at all.
It's one of those things to where people hear the way I speak, my accent. You guys hear it every week. Again, I apologize. You'll have to hear this drawl. But
Keep your drawl. I
I've
think it's beautiful.
I've fired employees for using that word
Yeah.
because it has there's a million words to describe people, and there's good and bad people, no matter creed, color, anything like that. But that is a word we're not going to use because we're not going to dehumanize a human.
Amen.
Mr. President.
Well, I think
Did I say that?
yeah, you
Sorry,
did.
I
But
had
you
a
know
bug in my
what?
throat.
All of us knew who he was. He didn't need to send that out for us to do that. I just thought that was a distraction tactic to get us to stop talking about the E-files. If you know, you know.
I know. Tony Atlas tells a story like this, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
He says it was in a talent restroom that the talent was in there, and they didn't know that JYD happened to be in the stall,
Mm-hmm.
and that he heard Bill Watts say it. The door come off the hinges, and JYD just said, "I'll never be back," and he wasn't.
Yeah.
And I respect it. How he didn't destroy Bill Watts, I'll never know.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you from a black man's perspective, because here's the thing. Honestly, racism doesn't hurt my feelings. It doesn't. And it doesn't hurt our feelings. Honestly, most of the time, we're not even offended. What it does do, though, is that from that point on, when we realize who you are, we put you in that bucket and you'll never climb out of it. You'll never be, quote unquote, invited to the cookout. You'll never be trusted. You'll never come over to my house for anything. I won't expect you to do anything for me, and I won't be doing anything for you. That's what happens. There's a permanence to the amount of disdain that we'll have for you at that point.
And rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
The worst thing you can do is take away somebody's humanity.
That's it.
In 1984, JYD jumped to WWF, debuted for Vince McMahon's national expansion, and he transitioned from a territory centerpiece to a nationally televised performer. From Wadesboro, North Carolina to the bright lights of Madison Square Garden, I cannot believe it. Just a underdog story, if you really want to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Dramatically expanded his exposure, but placed him in a larger roster, where in Mid-South and in the territories, he was a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
Now he's swimming with sharks.
Right.
You got Hulk Hogan in this time. You got Roddy Piper, Andre the Giant's at the end of his career. Coco Beware is there. It's a strong case study in how scale relationships or scale can reshape how a star is positioned.
Mm-hmm.
You look at some of these guys, Cameron Grimes, that was in WWE for a short time. Well, a few years. He had a pretty good run from NXT to like 2 weeks on SmackDown. He was a huge deal here in the Carolinas from Burlington. Huge star. Everybody knew he was going to go somewhere. And then he gets to the WWE. He does great on NXT, but then you put him on the main roster. You realize how small he is. You realize how, and I'm not saying anything bad because I think he's a great performer. I think he deserves another shot. Sometimes he could be a little bit one-dimensional. Probably the material he was being fed, if we're fair.
Yeah.
but he couldn't just break out of that role. And I think for all intents and purposes, Junkyard Dog appeared at WrestleMania and won the Wrestling Classic tournament.
Mm-hmm.
The fans still loved him, especially the kids. The kids loved JYD. His merchandise sold like hotcakes. Critics, as critics do, often note conditioned decline compared to his Mid-South peak. We get older, it happens.
Yeah. He was basically
was
Jey Uso of
essentially
that era. You know, like if you want to know what kind of pop JYD got, look no further than Yeet. Exactly. Yeet. Look no further than Yeet. The kid loved them. The kids love them. The merchandise sold. The opportunities. Like, I still want another Jey Uso run, and I feel like, you know, that's the way people felt about JYD.
I think they're building it on Jey Uso front.
Yeah.
I think they're building to a big thing with him because it's just they keep putting him in these positions. I still think Otis and Tozawa deserve to win that match.
I do think I think so too. I think taking
Otis is too good.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone too long without anything to show for it. Same with Tozawa. Tozawa's done everything the company's asked for him.
Yeah.
Both of them are great wrestlers, great in-ring guys. But
they put
the late
on the
80s,
show, man.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing. This is the golden era of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
It's the biggest hype wrestling will get until the Attitude Era. Is these mid to late 80s into the early 90s. About 91 is when it started kind of dropping off.
Mm-hmm.
JYD's right there in the mix of it for a reason.
Right there next to Randy Savage.
Yes. Yeah, I'd put him there.
Yeah.
Because even though the hype train didn't get behind him like that, he was that good, I think.
Mm-hmm.
WCW took JYD in the late 80s, early 90s. Other promotions had him. He captured 6-man tag team title run, but you could tell the physical wear and tear was starting to wear down on JYD. Between football and pro wrestling, I don't think you could find two sports harder on the body.
Oh yeah,
harder on the mind.
Because it's every week.
Every week, there's no off season.
It's every week. Yeah.
Sometimes 3 to 4 times a week in the case of WWF at the time, because they would be making towns 3 to 4 shows a week, sometimes more, sometimes twice on Sunday. And that's legit. They would have a morning or afternoon show and a night show in 2 different venues, like 50 miles apart.
Yeah.
It wears down the body. There's a reason why talent back then made it to like the mid to late 30s, and now they're going to their 50s.
Yeah.
We learned about the body.
Right.
1993 is when JYD starts to wind down. He stepped away from wrestling and moved towards faster pace. Wrestling had moved to a more athletic showing than he could put on at that time. But his career arc mirrors many territory legends who bridged eras but peaked before wrestling's modern evolution. This transition role adds nuance to elevating its historical standing. We wanted to talk about Junkyard Dog because he was special before people realized he was special.
Right.
Had wrestling been national like it is now, this name would be on everybody's lips now. I was talking to a young kid today at work who says he loves wrestling, and I told him about our video topic this week, and he's like, who?
Yeah.
Bruh.
Watch this episode, bro.
Watch this episode. I'm going to send it to him when it's done. Unfortunately, in 1998, Mr. Ritter, Junkyard Dog, passed away in a car accident at the tender age of 45 while he was returning from his daughter's graduation.
That's young.
I think in 1998, though, it sucks. But in his passing is when people realize, hold on, this guy was something special. And it still takes until 2004 for him to get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Well, not everybody can be first ballot, but at least he's in there.
He should have been.
Yeah.
He got the Belichick snub.
Snuggie.
You know what, man? When I was a kid, I used to think them things looked stupid and horrendous. When we had this big snow and ice storm the past couple weeks, kind of wanted a Snuggie.
My brother, not to do Snuggie advertisement, but my wife bought me one. And yeah. And I used to feel the same way as you. It looks stupid. Same thing with Crocs. It looks dumb. Boy, I wore that Snuggie, and it was all soft and covering my entire body. And I'm a big boy. I'm about the size of Otis right now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like it just felt so comfortable.
I owe you something.
Oh.
Tell me if I'm doing this right. Hold on.
Okay. So for those of you all know, it is Black History Month, but it is also Do-Rag History Month. And because I was right about a few predictions, I won the opportunity to see my boy put on his do-rag.
So I wanted to do this at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to beat the cultural appropriation allegations.
But if they looked at our last podcast, you'll realize that I did win this. So I feel very victorious right now.
I feel silly.
But you look good, sir. You look good.
Really comfortable on the bald head.
So what are we going to do if AJ Lee ends up winning the Intercontinental Championship?
Dome cap? I don't know.
Okay.
I can't do braids.
I don't know, man. I'm a good pattern recognizer, and I keep
the beard trimmed now, so
yeah, it looks good on you, man. I like it.
thank you.
You're welcome.
It feels so good. I might start wearing them more.
It does feel good. That's the thing. Like, it does feel good on your head.
Guys, that was the life and career of Junkyard Dog.
Yeah, man.
A legend gone far too soon. So much of pro wrestling today has a lot to owe to him. And JYD, we thank you for the memories.
Rest in peace to Junkyard Dog. I feel like if he had lived on, perhaps he would have been a mentor on the sidelines with somebody. Imagine him as a manager to some of these young talents, you know.
Could you imagine him as a manager to like Swerve Strickland? With still kept Prince Nana, so it's just kind of like, I think the charisma would have been incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to tell them who we're talking about next week?
Let's go ahead and tease it.
We'll tease it. All right, we're going to talk about next week the six-time world heavyweight champion, Booker T.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Travis, cue up the Stephanie Valkyra. Every one of her matches from here on out needs to have Booker T on commentary.
We got to, man. And I mean, I know he's doing wonders down in NXT, but boy, I love hearing some Booker T trying to sing everybody's song when Whoop That Trick, when Trick Williams would come out, he was like, whoop that trick. Yeah.
There was a segment, some guys that I'm friends with on the TikTok, they were in NXT and Booker T was coming out, and you know the famous, we're going to talk about it next week, when it's like, Hulk Hogan, we're coming from you. And then he drops it.
Yeah.
And they said, when he come out, they said, Hulk Hogan, we're coming for you. Hulk Hogan, we're coming for you. He was like, it was awesome.
I love Booker, man. I love Book.
So I cannot wait to talk about him next week. It's been fun doing this series. It's been fun doing the TikToks. And it's been fun doing this podcast with my best friend.
Ditto, brother. Ditto. I feel the exact same way.
You guys, it's Valentine's weekend. Make sure you take your lady out and do something nice for her.
Yeah.
Spread I don't know how the millennials do it or the Gen Z does it.
Pause.
I can't do it.
Pause, sir.
I'm just trying to show the love.
You talking about some spread the, no, don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Not with the do-rag on. Well, it's been awesome doing this with you guys.
Yeah, man. I love y'all,
Nate.
for real, friends. I've been Joe.
Love you guys.
And have a fantastic day. Peace.